We're like a month and a half away from SEMA, the SEMA crunch, right? I'm sweating. We have a Chevelle that still needs parts put on it. This is gonna be a really good looking car, but it has to be done soon. Like, we're knocking on the door of SEMA. I'm nervous, pray for me. All right, guys, welcome back. We're gonna do another garage update and kind of just keep you guys posted on what we've been working on. We're trying to do these more often because there's always so much cool stuff being built in here. And it's fun to just walk you guys through it, give you guys kind of a behind the scenes look of what we do in the garage so that we can get you all these really cool giveaway cars. And speaking of giveaway cars, our most recent one that we contacted a winner for is Dino. Dino won the Ram Charger. So we gave him an option of the car or cash, and he wants the Ram Charger, which we're really excited about. So Regan is still plugging away at it, final touches. So there's a lot. This is a ground up nut and bolt restoration. We're gonna just make sure everything's buttoned up. We're gonna put test miles on it. And honestly, it's kind of nice because there's some certain little finishing touches that we can kind of get his input on as Regan finishes it up. But there's a lot of cool stuff happening on this. As you can see, he's got the dash panel kind of mocked up here. Yeah, the gauge cluster with the dash panel that he made to house the gauges. But yeah, so these are, what are these, NVU gauges?
Yeah, new vintage USA.
Okay, so you can see it's all wrapped in leather. We might have shown this before, but these are all wired up nicely. So they have a connector and then they're gonna plug right in. He's just modifying the housing to fit. And the interior had the dash panel dropped off. That's all wrapped in leather. So you can see that. And then there's some really cool touches here. You guys, I don't know if we've ever fully shown kind of what the interior design pattern is gonna be, but this is a Pendleton blanket. I think we've touched on it before, but I don't know if we've ever actually shown. So this is a really cool design that's gonna be featured in the seat inserts as well. But these are all wrapped in leather now. Console armrest pad is wrapped in leather.
For the fridge. Yeah,
so the console fridge, that would be a really cool touch. So Regan's just cranking away on this thing. We're in the final stages for Dino. Now we have a known winner of this thing, and so we can continue building with that in mind. But yeah, it's gonna be really cool to keep that story rolling, have him out here. It sounds like he's really stoked on the Ram Charger, so yeah. It's kind of cool to put a face to like who we're building it for now, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Cool. All right, so speaking of Mopars, come with me to the back. Okay, so those who have been following have seen we've had this Roadrunner for a while now. It's a 70 Roadrunner. It was B5 blue. The car got painted black, and we had refinished the engine bay, but it was very stock. It had all the stuff that a stock Roadrunner or B-body would have mounted up as far as like wiring inside the engine bay, a lot of holes everywhere for trim clips and stuff. And the longer we looked at it, the more we wanted to smooth and clean it all up. So Adrian's been taking this down to bare metal. He welded up a bunch of the unnecessary holes to give it a nice, clean, smooth look. We removed where the factory wiring harness bulkhead comes through because that's kind of in a ugly spot on Mopars. So he welded that hole up. And then you can see he's got a template here. He's gonna make a smooth firewall plate to get rid of, like, you know, all the holes that are going to be unnecessary. We're running all the vintage air plumbing up in through the fender well here. So we are keeping the wiper motor on this one. So, you know, fret not. The wiper motor will be there prominent, and then we're going to have our brake cylinder, but we just like to keep it all clean. This will be a big block car, but it's nice to have a vintage engine in a nice clean engine bay. I kind of like a simple engine bay so that your focus is on the engine itself, and it just looks clean and simple. That's kind of our build motto around here, is to make things serviceable, pretty to look at, and then they have to perform, of course. So with that being said, we can't leave anything alone. This engine bay was actually painted. I didn't like the fact that it had all these mounting holes that we weren't going to use, so stripped it back down to bare metal. Adrian's doing a killer job, and this is just part of the process on these. So he was getting all the undercarriage ready last time for the QA1 stuff. So a lot of the factory brackets that have to be ground off in the front end are off, so that cradle can fit in here. Same thing, he's got the rear link, the rear 4-link brackets welded in. So he was doing a bunch of work under the car, and then now he's in the engine bay. And so we'll spray this thing in like a nice satin black. and everything will look nice and clean when he's done. So part of the process on the Roadrunner, this will be a giveaway car as we finish it. So tell us if you want to see more of this, more of the build process. We're getting closer and closer to starting final assembly. The car is painted. So once we paint this, we're gonna start putting suspension on, engine, trans, those kind of things. So let us know if you wanna see more of this. We're gonna try and film a little bit more of the build process of this. A lot of times we release that once the car is done, but you know, we're never opposed to releasing it during the process. So this is a board and stroke 440. We're thinking it's close to 500 cubic inches, but we don't know for sure. This was actually the big block that was in our 70 Charger when we got it. We drove it quite a bit with this engine and it performed really well. So this is gonna be good in that Roadrunner, and I wanna do a stick shift behind it to make it just more fun to drive. The big blocks have not such a wide RPM range, so having a stick shift lets you keep it right where you want it without having to wring it out too much. And you just have more gear options. We had a 68 Charger with a big block and a 6-speed, and that car felt really fun to drive because you were able to keep the big block in that sweet spot as far as RPM. So I kind of want to replicate that driving experience. It was so good on the 68 that I think in a Roadrunner it's going to be perfect.
So you guys aren't really gonna like get into the internals at all with this engine, really?
It's all freshly, it's all freshly rebuilt. So although we won't be getting into the internals have already been gone through on this engine. And so moving right along, let's talk about the current sweeps, right?
Yeah.
So as we're filming this today, it's the last day for 3X entries, which is our highest multiplier. And this is when you want to get in. So like you want to get in when your entries are multiplied so that you just have better chances of winning the car. So Friday 19th, try and get in on this as soon as possible if you like this car. If you want a 427 supercharged Camaro with all the best suspension components built by Smithy's Customs, this is a very high-end car. It's fast, it's fun, and it looks killer. There's nothing like a first-gen black Camaro. And this car has all the bells and whistles, power everything, AC, beautiful Recaro houndstooth interior. This is one of my favorite cars. It's very sporty. Compared to some of these bigger muscle cars that we're building and working on, this car just feels very sporty. It's more compact. It's a stick shift, supercharged LS car on coilovers with Willwoods. It just handles good, drives good, super fun car. So another added bonus that we have with this car is that we've partnered up with Wrench TC. So we did a quick inspection video to kind of walk people through what it's like to get your classic car registered for a warranty. So that's a really cool feature, is that we're able to give this car away with a warranty through Wrench TC. So we filmed that earlier this week. It's a very painless process. So you can see some of that where we go through on your cell phone. You go through like kind of a walk around process. They check all the functions of the car, look at the overall condition, and that way you have a warranty, which is extremely cool because that's something you can kind of only find on a new car. But we're able to offer it on this really cool RestoMods. So if you win this, you'll get that. If you have a classic car yourself, it's a good option. So check that out. Something unique. And let me just show the best part of this car. If you weren't convinced before, I don't know how you can't not want this. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna want a Whipple supercharged Wagner 427. So this thing makes all the right noises. It makes a ton of power. And it's plenty for this car. I think you're gonna have a lot of fun if you win this car. You're gonna have fun driving it.
We got SEMA coming up, 2025.
Okay, so as we sit today, we're like a month and a half away from SEMA. So this is like what everybody calls the SEMA crunch, right? And we're in it. And I feel like I'm kind of comfortable, but there's always, you know, like this is an unfinished car that's going to SEMA right now. So this is the 67 Chevelle we've been building. It's getting closer and closer. As you can see, we've been doing a ton of finishing touches, all the wiring. So basically batteries back here. We have a relay panel back here and then a computer for the Willwood electronic parking brake, distribution block for all those relays with the surge protectors. And then we have a 200 amp battery protector with a cutoff, ground wires. Everything's been kind of wired to be really nice in this car. You can see all the Dynamat in the trunk. Everything's undercoated. Really killer billet hinges. This car has so many cool details, and it kind of ties in. We have the really cool billet plate from Evans CNC. I love that plate on any of our cars. And then speaking of cool billet pieces, this is the steering wheel for this car. So we love these Spark Industries steering wheels, and this one is just amazing. I mean, they knocked it out of the park. So it's wrapped in the same leather that we did all the interior in, and the interior is starting to come together. So you can kind of see, we've been moving this car around with a mock-up wheel, but this is going to be the final product, and you can kind of see how it's going to tie in. So Spark wheel, and then you can see we have the carpet in this car. It's a German square weave carpet, beautiful color matching footwell rest in leather. The dash is completely covered in leather, and I mean the back part too. And then it all matches with the leather. These are Sparco GT seats that are completely recovered in really, really nice German leather. And we have the door panels as well. Those are going to go in. And then the headliner's already in. This is a really nice Alcantara headliner that matches the brown. So you're really starting to kind of see the vision of the car come together as far as the interior. That was kind of one of the last finishing touches we're working on. Let me set this back down. I'm scared of just handling this thing until it's ready to go in. It's such a nice piece. But yeah, you can see like those are kind of the finishing touches that are going to tie everything together on this car. So SEMA is coming quick. We got to get glass in it. Wiring is pretty much done, like I said. We have all the fluids for every system in the car, and we've checked for leaks. So all the brake fluids in there, engine oil, coolant, power steering fluid. We've basically just been doing systems checks for leaks on there. You know, these beautiful American racing wheels and tires are on here now. So we're getting close with this one. A lot of little touches that we've been cleaning up as we put it together. So Undercover makes these like really cool closeout panels that we installed, and while we were in there, I like to upgrade a lot of our hardware to like stainless, and then like some nice stainless hood bumpers just to tie in all the little pieces that look good on this car. There's a lot of satin finishes in the engine bay, so all the little billet stuff pops. And then of course we have LED headlights. These are from a company called Hazer. They have a horizontal bar driving light that will be on when the key is on.
Not the first time we've used those.
Yeah, it's a good look on these cars, and it kind of darkens up the headlight look so that it matches, you know, this beautiful Lexus Nori Green paint. And then factory side markers in the bumpers, but we smoked the lenses so that they kind of just disappear when you're looking at them until they're on. LED bulbs will shine really bright even through a smoked lens. So this car's coming along. We have just a lot of cool stuff. Custom billet vents for the defroster from Vintage Air. You know, the billet door handles, I believe these are from Eddie Motorsports, that have a nice little touch in them to like kind of elevate this car. It's like all the little details. This car is a really good shape. Obviously a 67 Chevelle, such a good looking car. Roadster Shop chassis. This is a full-blown FastTrack chassis, and that's why this car sits so good on these 19-inch wheels, is because of the chassis, and stance is everything on a car. So we picked the Lexus Nori Green. I love this color, the bronze wheels accent it, and then now we're going with a full brown leather interior with real high-end material finishes. So this is going to be a really, really good looking car, but it has to be done soon. Like we're knocking on the door of SEMA, so we're like hot and heavy on this thing, and this is going to be
a month and a half.
Month and a half, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But speaking of SEMA, the other car that's going to be there in the Blueprint Engines booth, all these cars will be in the Blueprint Engines booth, is going to be the 70 Charger. So you guys remember this car as the red 426 powered Blueprint Engines Gen 3 Hemi. This was the red Charger that we gave away. And Derek, our winner, elected to choose a life-changing amount of money, and that gave us the chance to run this car again, but in black. We wanted to switch it up a little bit. We love the red, but what's better than a black Charger? There's nothing better than a black Charger. So basically,
let us know in the comments if you guys want us to get Fit Rich to do some videos with this.
It don't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning is winning.
Yeah, this is like a Toretto car, basically, right? So it just looks killer. Like, we kept the wheel and tire combo. Junior actually updated the front grille. It used to be all blacked out and it looked good with the red, but he went ahead and did the silver accent, like similar to what a factory Charger would have, and it just helps the grille pop. So that is
look like twins now.
It's funny because that is a factory triple black RT SE Charger. It was a big block car, but it now has Gen 2 426 Hemi. So they're very similar, but that one's very original, like all 60s technology, or 1970 technology, I guess you would say. And then this one is like all QA1, Gen 3 Hemi from Blueprint, stick shift car. That one is a stick shift car, but an old 4-speed. So they just drive like night and day. We've done a video on driving them back to back. It's night and day, but yeah, the black 70 Charger, Junior went ahead and added a chin spoiler to kind of clean up the undercarriage for the front end look. But a lot of the stuff is what you know. The interior is still the Sparco GT seats. And then also we still have, you know, a billet specialty steering wheel, that custom wood grain on the Hurst pistol grip, Dakota digital gauges. Everything just looks good. It's black on black now, so the Alcantara and then the leather, they mix really well on this car.
And then we got a stripe in there because you guys are gonna put a...
Yes.
Oh, it's already there.
It's on here. So yesterday, Carlos from Rapsticity came out, and this is a 3M vinyl wrap 70 stripe, but in matte black, so it really pops. These cars almost need this trunk strap. I mean, I've seen them without it, and the car looks really long in the back. This kind of helps visually break it up. So it's black on black, it's very subtle, but it's just those little details that set the car off. So this will be at SEMA with the Chevelle and the Mustang, all in the Blueprint booth. So this one's ready, the Mustang's ready. We're like all hands on deck on that Chevelle, getting that thing ready. So that's gonna be the crunch. I'm nervous, pray for me. There's gonna be some long nights ahead, but it'll be worth it.
Some weekends.
Yeah, and they're all powered by Blueprint engines. So Mopar 426, Blueprint LS 427, and then the Mustang is a Blueprint small block Ford 347. So really cool, just representation from the big three, from Ford, Mopar, and Chevy. It's kind of cool that Blueprint covers the gamut. You know, no matter what you're building, no matter what your tastes are, you can get the latest and greatest from them. And so these cars will be in their booth kind of showing off their engines, because that's our go-to for engines. They're reliable, they make power, you get a dyno sheet with it, a warranty, like the industry-leading warranty. I've never seen a high-performance engine with a warranty like that, so it's incredible. It makes sense for us, and then we're proud to give that away to somebody. They know they're gonna have something with a drivetrain warranty, which is insane to me. But the only other kind of thing I wanna tease, and we've shown it before, is another 69 Chevelle. This is not the supercharged Chevelle that Michelle won. This is a different car. This is on a Roadster Shop chassis. This was bought by our good friend Steve Aguilar. A shop back east built most of it, and he put a lot of really cool finishing touches on it. It is a really nice car. We're gonna probably drive it a little bit and make sure everything's buttoned up for you guys, but it's a big cubic inch LS engine with a lot of really cool parts, a full ported and polished intake. This thing should be good for 650 to 700 horsepower, naturally aspirated. It's got really good parts on it, vintage air stuff, Holley components, Motion Raceworks, an MSD, intake manifold, just really good stuff, an electronic brake booster. It's just a really nice driving car. We drove it a little bit, but we want to put a few more miles on it. Steve did a great job buttoning up a lot of details, you know, billet hood hinges. Really cool, simple, clean car. Really nice black leather interior. So you guys will see more of this. One of my favorite things about this car is the wheels. So shout out to John Henson at New Gen Wheels. I am a sucker for a steely look wheel with an original dog dish cap, and he just nailed it with the look of these in a modern size. Multi-piece wheel, all forged aluminum, you know, kind of befitting of what a car of this performance level needs, but classic look. So that's what we're all about. Love this car. You know, a silver 69 Chevelle is near and dear to my heart. And I think this one is gonna be a really killer car in its own right. Roadster Shop chassis, big cubic inch LS engine, nice interior. And this one's an automatic, so that'll be a change from the last silver Chevelle we gave away. And then,
so we've shown everyone 2 Mopars, but we have 2 more.
let's show 2 more, right? Well, might as well. So this is a 69 Charger that was kind of, we call it the donk Charger because it had like 22s on it. We swapped those out for some American racing wheels, had a lot of the rear end repainted, and then our plan is to kind of go through the engine bay and clean it up. It's a 505 cubic inch big block Mopar with a 727. It's all coilovers and 4-link, really nice car that we're gonna clean up, and this will probably be a future giveaway if we don't get carried away and put a Hellcat in it, because that seems that seems to happen with some of these Chargers, and that's what this one is. I think you guys remember this as the Hellcat Charger that we've been building here. This was bought from Mopar's 5150. They had this body on a jig and got everything way straight and better than like Mopar original specs. This car has full US car tool bracing kit all throughout the car, mini tubs. This is the car that's ready for some power. We got a Curry 9-inch rear end for it. It's all on our go-to QA1 4-link rear and a full QA1 tubular front setup. This one is like got their mod shocks on it, so it's really high-end shocks. We have the firewall all smooth, the engine bay is all smooth and painted, and then this thing's ready to pull the K-member down. We'll get the Gen 3. We got a brand new Mopar Performance Hellcat crate engine that we're gonna put back up in here. SV body and paint, and Victor at 911 Restoration painted this, and this is like the straightest, nicest Charger I've ever seen, and a lot of that is because of the really nice sheet metal work going into it that Mopar's 5150 did. They did it while the car was apart. They reskinned some of the car and aligned everything so nice that this is probably the nicest fitting and nicest finished Charger that I've ever seen. So this will be really cool because this is getting a Hellcat. We've already undercoated the underside, undercoated the interior. It'll get sound insulation, Dakota digital gauges. We're gonna do kind of a custom interior, but still classic looking. So this will be what we're building most of next year. I think we're gonna just be hitting this one hot and heavy to get it ready for you guys. And we want this to be the coolest, most extreme, nicest Charger we've ever given away. With the Chargers, we try and keep up in the ante. Same with the Chevelles. We try and build like really, really high horsepower cars, but a lot of the Chevelles too, we're starting to lean towards high horsepower, but drivable. You know, so somewhere in that 600 plus range is a lot of fun. And you can get that out of an NA engine from Blueprint, a 427. And so some of those cars are gonna be automatic Chevelles that are very classy, really fine leather work in the interior, really high-end car on a Roadster Shop chassis that has 650 horsepower. So all those things are like a real winning formula in a Chevelle. And with the Chargers, we're trying to push the ante with a Hellcat. You know, everyone knows Mopar has a Hellcat. We're gonna start putting them in these things, so this will be...
nobody has given away a classic Charger with a Hellcat in it before.
No, there's not a lot of them around. When you do see them, they usually become internet famous pretty quick. Like an old Charger with a Hellcat is just the best of both worlds. And we wanted it. We want, you know, one of our winners to have it. So that's what we're doing with this one. This is a full in-house ground-up build that we're gonna take our time, get all the details right, and it'll be a giveaway. So that about wraps it up. We have Old Blue. I'm wearing an Old Blue shirt. That is our near and dear favorite car here. I have to mention it in every garage update. But that's what we've been working on. Like I said, Dino won the Ram Charger. Super cool. We're excited to finish that thing up for him. Regan's been working his ass off, trying to get everything done and dialed. And it's cool that Dino appreciates all that work. So, and then SEMA. SEMA's coming. I'm sweating. We have a Chevelle that still needs parts put on it. So that's where we're at. I like showing the process because you guys can see kind of the decisions and the vision coming together on the Chevelle. And you'll be able to see it at SEMA in the Blueprint Engines booth, along with the 426 powered 70 Charger, which is now black because black Chargers are super cool. And then the current giveaway at SEMA will be the 69 Mustang because that is coming up after the Camaro. So just one last time to reiterate, our current giveaway is the baddest Camaro we've ever given away. Wagner 427, supercharged. This thing is an absolute, like, basically RestoMod Pro Touring machine, sports car, whatever you want to label it as. This is the best Camaro that you could get your hands on, in my opinion. So right now is the time to get in. We have a 3X multiplier. Is that right, 3X?
That's right.
Okay. So right now, 3X multiplier, last day for that. So you want to make sure that you get your entries in today. And then that way you can up your chances to get behind the wheel of something like this. So thank you guys for watching. We love showing you what we do. It's a process. We love doing it. And it's cool to bring you guys in to see some of the stuff before it's all finished and get your opinions. So let us know what you think about it. And as always, keep having fun with cars.